This is Lady Myya. I am here with Julisa Medina, and she is so super fabulous. Okay, so you guys will see that she is fabulous. Okay, she has written a book, you guys. It's called The Miracle Star Above the Sky, and she has such a story for us. Okay, so definitely please welcome Julisa Medina. Hello, beloved.
Hello, thank you so much for having me on here, Lady Myya. I greatly appreciate it. I'm very blessed and grateful for this incredible journey, and thank you, and to be able to write this incredible book. But do you want me to just? Do you want me to just talk about my book or tell you about my journey to writing the book?
Okay, well, let me ask you this first. Okay, so what made you even want to even write a book? Because I think that is the most important, because we have so many people out here that have a passion for something and don't think their passion works for them. And I think that would be such a great story.
So what transpired me? Well, I was a woman who didn't love myself, and I went on the spiritual journey of growth. I learned to love me at the age of 40, and actually almost turning 41 before I took the stage prior to my first fitness competition. And since then, I've been on the spiritual journey of growth, and it's like the universe and God kept manifesting so many amazing people. Once I learned to love me, people kept coming into my life, and it transpired me to want to grow and move forward in life. And what inspired me to write my book was my niece, who's now 2 years old. My niece is such a miracle and inspiration, but not only that, it was honestly learning to love yourself is so important to growing and becoming the person that you're meant to be. But once my sister-in-law got pregnant, the story behind my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law having a child, my niece who inspired me to write this book, was they've been married. My brother married my sister-in-law 12 years ago. And she had 2 young children at the time. And they kept trying to have their own child. They did in vitro twice, miscarried twice, and 9 days before my sister-in-law's hysterectomy, she found out she was pregnant naturally, which is incredible. Yeah. It's prayers to God and the universe that manifested this child. And I was a little skeptical because she had 2 miscarriages. So I didn't get too excited until she was 6 months along. And for her, the baby shower, her mom was throwing her this beautiful baby shower, and in lieu of cards, she asked for a signed child's book from everybody. And I said, you know what? I don't want to just bring a book and just do a little writing. I want to create my own book. Like, that idea popped into my head. And normally people who have ideas push those ideas aside.
Yeah.
And I did that for a while until I kept thinking about it, and the universe kept manifesting an author into my life, her children into her life. And then I went to an event. I had seen them while I was waitressing at that time. I had seen the author and her kids and mentioned about my book, like this idea, after speaking with her, because I talk to everybody. I don't care who you are. I talk to you wherever, out and about. It doesn't matter.
I'm like that too. That's cool.
Yeah, because I love talking to people. I love knowing their story, hearing where they're from, get to know them. So I was getting to know them, and so I told them about the book, started writing, put it aside, and then I went to a holistic event, and then it was here in Massachusetts, and the kid comes where there was hundreds of people there. This young kid comes running up to me, and he says, hey, you, did you write the book yet? The children's book? And I'm like, who are you? His brother comes behind, and his mother, and that prompted me to really move forward. Because I had never honestly thought of writing a book. Never had this inclination. And so I continued writing and felt like someone was tugging me, telling me to write this book. And as I was asking my sister-in-law, I said, so what do you think about while you're pregnant, what do you, my brother, talk about, like fantasize once your child is here? What do you really envision doing? So she gave me some ideas. And that's why I started writing the book. Little by little, I kept moving forward. But not only that, a little prior to that, I did research on the different formatting of writing children's books. And I like to write poems. And so I wrote it in a poem format. And I'm blessed to say this book came about, wrote the book, but then I had a terror barrier to move forward. There was that barrier of taking that leap of faith to find a publisher and to take a chance. And sometimes a lot of things hold us back because of fear, self-doubt, or what other people may think. And I said, you know what? I'm going to break through that barrier, that wall, and said, you know what? I'm going to take a chance. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. I'm taking that leap of faith and see what happens.
Right.
So I found the publisher, and found the publisher, the illustrator. And so I've been in this stage of the book, the process of working with the illustrator who's in the UK. But I'm blessed because the journey it's a long process to write a book and everything that transpires, but we have to have faith in the journey and enjoy it, because I didn't just write this book just to put it out there. My book I have faith that it's going to inspire so many people. It's going to inspire people to never give up on themselves, never give up on their dreams, and to take a leap of faith and a chance. Plus, I envision my book being in different languages. Miracle Star Above the Sky is about anyone who desires a child endlessly, that they pray to God and the universe to manifest this child and what they envision once this child is here. And what they plan to do with this child. And it's a miracle from above. So it's going to, sorry, go ahead.
No, yes, I'm serious. You know what? I think, a lot of people stop believing in themselves. Like you said, you had to believe in yourself. And I think that is so special because of the fact that, the reason why I do what I do is because I've come across so many people that fall into that hole, and they're not doing anything, but they're not even believing in themselves, nor do they even see themselves, and when they don't see themselves, they don't feel like they're worth anything or even trying at that point. And so this is why I kind of do what I do, is because, like, okay, granted, you may not have that much money in the bank. Granted, you may be, not able to really, cook a meal like you really want to. Granted, you may not even have a job right now, but you can do something, and once you start to do something, like you said, stepping out on faith, that is a solid thing. That is something that we all need to do. When we step out and we do things, you never know what door will open up for you to be able to do what it is that you truly wanted to do in the first place. And I think that is such a great just lesson, that people can kind of just take a hold of. And, sometimes we don't even ask the question. The question is, what can I do? What have I done all this time? What am I good at? What did I want to do at one point in time, that I can make a sustainable amount of money, or just having something to hold on and help other people with doing. So I think that is so important. Like your story, girl, I love it. So like, okay, so how old is your niece?
My niece just turned 2 on the 22nd of October.
Oh, that is so amazing. Okay, yeah, she's definitely a miracle, and that's awesome. So, where do you see yourself going from here?
So my book is scheduled to be released February 2nd of next year. And I see not only this book, but I envision I have at least 12 titles written down already of books I would like to write.
Mhm.
And it's going to be a series from someone who didn't think of writing. I learn it's so a lot of people, like with me, I dealt with self-doubt, insecurities growing up and not feeling worthy. But to find myself, regardless of my age, I feel like I'm a warrior. I'm a
Yes.
woman on this amazing, incredible mission. Not God did not put me on this planet just to remain idle. God put me
Mm,
here to thrive and to leave an imprint.
exactly. Oh wow, girl, yes. And look at here. You're living your best life while doing it. Work it out. Work it out. We love that. I think that is so important because most people they don't think about that. Why do they think why are they being idle? What are like you have no goals, no ambitions, you're basically taking up air. You're taking up space. You're not bringing anything else to nobody else. And that's selfish. It is so selfish. Like, don't just do it for you. Do it for the people that you can really be, a testament to, or even just giving them the creativity to do their own thing. A lot of
Mm.
times it may not be that you have a gift. It may just be that you're the one that pushes the person that has the gift, and you have to be there to do it. So simply saying, you know what, this is amazing. Okay, so I'm looking forward to the next book. I'm gonna be like, come on, girl, get back on here. Let's do this. We gotta do this because we gotta get this next book up there, certainly. So if you could just tell my viewers basically where they can get your book, and then how to get a hold of you.
Yes, thank you so much, sweetie. First off, I love your energy and your passion. You are amazing. You are beautiful, and thank you again for having me on here. And where they can purchase my book is on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles under Miracle Star Above the Sky. And hopefully in a week or two, I'll have my own website. That's going to be julisamedinabooks.com. I'm having someone work on my website for me, which I'm excited about, where people can get free stickers and that's related to my book. But also, I want to say to the viewers is that never give up on your dreams. Never give up on yourself, regardless of that self-doubt, that thing that's doubting you, or what other people's beliefs are, because that's their own paradigms. That's their own self-doubt holding them back. You take a leap of faith on yourself and take a chance. Regardless if you fail forward. At least you took a chance. Do you know how many times Albert Einstein failed and he did not give up? Regardless, so many people continued thriving forward. And I'm just glad that I aligned myself with some mentors who helped me realize my true potential and made me realize that we all have a gift within inside us. We all have that superpower within us and we all have a choice to recreate ourselves, reinvent ourselves every single day.
Yes. And I love that we do need to reinvent ourselves. I mean, okay, yes, it may okay, even if you think your dream is too big, you never know who's around you that thinks that is not so. Like you need to really work on that, to hone in on what it is to bless others, not only yourself. And when you think about other people and you take you out of the equation, sometimes you get an even bigger blessing. It is such a, it really, right? It's such a relief.
Yes.
When you can help other people, you know, with their dreams and their connections and, you know, and getting them to where they need to be or want to be, or where, you know, that God uses you to get them to. So, you know, you never know. We have to use everything that's available to us. Try it. I love to have people on my show because, like, when you see how real these people are, and you see that you might see a little bit of you in her, that, okay, yeah, it took you a while, you know, but you know what, let me put this mindset, let me put this passion to use. And she did, and she's still doing it, and she's taking it and running with it. Okay, the torch has been lit. Let's do this. So I think this is a great opportunity for so many. A lot of people are coming out with books now. We're getting to the point where it seems like everybody got a book. I didn't even know I'm on a bestseller. Didn't even see that coming. They were just like, oh yeah, your name is on. I was just like, really? Where? But certainly this is so fun. So, okay, we can reach you at Julisa Medina's books at gmail.com. Listen, you might want to just like say something really nice, you know, say something very encouraging to her. You never know, that could be your ties right there. Just give her the love, give her the ambition, just give her, you know, just enough to keep going and keep moving on and different things like that. Everybody says, oh, no, tithe is monetary. No, it's your time, your effort, and your energy. And this is why I do what I do, because I pull it forward. And I want to always just make sure that I can highlight those that have seen that they can be highlighted for what they have done. And everyone has something. So if I can do the whole world, hey, let's do it.
I love that.
Let's work it out. Like, look, it's 365 days a year. Let's work it. Let's get it done. So if there's anything else you would like to tell my Mayan tribe, honey, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say that life is truly a blessing. We are giving one life here. We don't know what tomorrow will bring. Take a chance on yourself. Live your life with gratitude and have faith in yourself, faith in your journey. And again, take a leap of faith. And then me writing this book was taking a chance on me, but not only writing this book, because it was inspired by my niece, who's a miracle, is getting it published, finding a publisher and moving forward with it. And now it's scheduled to be released in February. So if I can do it from someone who didn't believe in myself, dealt with depression, eating disorder, and so much more, and I dealt with a lot of struggles like most people, but I chose. It's a choice. We all have a choice. We can choose not to allow it to define us. We can push that aside and use our struggles as a lesson learned to help us to move forward.
Yeah, that is true. Very, very true. Wow, girl, that was super powerful. Ooh. Got it heavy on the chest there. Heavy. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, is it sliding? I don't know what's happening. No, she told me, okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that. But you know what? I think you struggling with those type of things. Who knew, right?
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people knew, because I would always put a mask like everything was fine. And when people found out, they're like, really? You always used to smile. I said, but I was dying inside. You don't know what people are really going through. They could be outgoing and personable, but deep down inside, they could be dealing with these struggles and depression and so much more. Because when was it? Several months ago, this past year, I do Facebook Lives called Mindset Minutes. And I I shed layers and told my audience what I went through, and that I was molested when I was young. And then in my early 20s, I went on a date and I was raped. And I allowed that to define me. And I acted out in ways because I didn't know how to deal with it. Therapy didn't help. But learning to love me and embracing what happened and say, okay, maybe all of my struggles, things that I went through, was meant to happen to me in order for me to be who I am today in order to help others.
That's true. That's true. Timing is everything. It really is. Unfortunately, I'm sorry that happened to you, sis. I really am. And with the depression thing, I just did a bunch of talks, a bunch of talks about depression and how these things are just being not addressed as well as they should, because you have so many more people that have it and don't want to claim it than anything, because of the fact that they're not ready to talk, or like you said, they hold a mask and different things like that. Honey, it's not about me, it's about you. But I did as well. Like I struggled with the depression as well, and like I didn't know what to do. And they're like, how are you depressed? You always laughing. And I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't really do. It's just like, yeah, I mean, a lot of us, okay, I grew up in church. Okay, so we weren't even allowed to mention that we had issues and things happened to us and what have you. And so it's just more so like, okay, okay, go out there and sing on the choir, smile. And you had to learn, right, how to do these things and keep it up, and it was always about keeping up appearances. And my auntie told me, God rest her soul, because she's not here anymore. She told me, she said, when you go through something, you don't let nobody else know that you went through something. You just keep on going and you keep smiling. And I was just like, I don't think that's healthy.
No.
She was a nurse, so it wasn't healthy. Really. But yeah, those things, I mean, sis, but we can have a whole conversation on that one for real. Like, I mean, real talk there. Because like I did a mental health week, I think it was, and I was just talking to people. I did a live on it. I had a panel. It was like 4 of us. It was insane. It really was. But I thought it was just something that was so powerful that people needed to hear. So I'm sorry I didn't rain on your parade though.
No, I think that's something that needs to be addressed. And that's our conditioning. That was your aunt's conditioning. That's all she knew. That's all her program, and that's all she knew what to say, even though she had this education. And a lot of times it's pushed under the rug and they say therapy, but you're repeating it over and over again. But what people don't realize sometimes, the majority of the time, is rewiring that subconscious mind and reprogramming yourself to bring hope and peace and love versus depression, fear, and self-doubt, and replace it with faith.
I know. That's hard, especially when you're so into it. Like you just feel like you had to beat yourself down just to kind of like get yourself through the day, right? Like you hit that punching bag, just so that you can let out some of that frustration. Unfortunately, it's on yourself, but how do we deal with stuff like that? You work out.
Working out helps me. It helps raise my vibration. I started working out at the age of 14 with my mom watching I Love Lucy. And do you remember that show? How old are you, Myya?
Lucy at home. I love that show.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I love that show. And I grew up watching that before school with my mom, doing our workouts. But yeah, it's just working out has been part of my lifestyle for years. I studied exercise science and nutrition in my early 20s and massage therapy, but even till this day, if I'm feeling a little low, working out raises my vibration, raises me up. But I've also implemented certain tools in the morning to help me. And because regardless of you don't have depression anymore, sometimes you get those days that you just don't want to do anything. You just don't want to move forward. But there are certain tools to help, especially during COVID when this all happened. When the beginning of this, so many people were saying they were living in fear and worry and self-doubt and so much more. But worrying, when you worrying is praying for what you don't want. So when you're, yeah, and it's about replacing that with having faith. And whenever I felt like this, I'm glad I'm studying what I'm studying because of the fact it helped me throughout this whole COVID thing and being secluded, being indoors. Because if I started feeling low, I said, you know what? I need to go work out. I need to go outside. I need to go running. And yeah, I started yelling like Tony Robbins does. And people would think I was crazy, but it felt great.
Yes. I hear you on that one, Tony Robbins. He is crazy, but he is like crazy, good crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder, sir. I wonder. I think it's so super empowering that, you know, when you see someone else, you know, and when you see the struggle that they went through and how they look on the opposite side, you know, and they can come out as fresh as a daisy, because you're gorgeous, dear. You are absolutely gorgeous. And I'm like,
thank you.
Ain't nothing ever happened to her. And I'm like, wait, what just happened? What happened? And you're saying this, and I'm like, this is what happens when you put in so much effort and energy to get past and beyond those things, you know, and you make it intentional. And I think that is so powerful, you know, just of you to mention and explain, because I'm like, you know, a lot of people are still struggling and still trying to figure things out. And it's like you said, you know, with everybody kind of panicking the way that they are, you know, to see something like this, to hear what you're saying, this is love, girlfriend. This is definitely love. I'm like, oh my goodness, she's doing it. She's doing it, big girl style. I love that though. Okay, you got to tell us some more stuff. Like, what is the everyday look like for you? Because I think this is important for those that are struggling to just have some type of outlet.
So what I've learned, sorry, were you going to say something?
No.
Okay, I thought it was probably a delay. So what I do at night, what helps me is as I'm laying in bed, I journal. I journal at night. I write 10 things that I'm grateful for. But I don't just write it. I see it. I feel it. I use my 5 senses. I also have above my bed a picture. Actually, this is my, you know how people have vision board? I have a vision door, and this is my vision book. And this is my book cover. And I have that above my bed. I have little notes that I left because when I was going through overcoming depression, I wrote, "I'm strong. I'm a warrior and a survivor," on a Post-it note. I have that above my bed, and I look up every night and see it, and I read certain affirmations to myself. And then I listen. Like last night, I listened for the first time to this motivational YouTube video. I woke up, girl, this morning I was wired, but I also stated before I went to bed what I'm grateful for. And I said, okay, I'm not gonna hit snooze, because I love hitting snooze. I'm not gonna hit snooze. And I'm gonna get up. And for the past month, I challenged myself. I created a new habit. When I wake up in the morning, I drink 16 to 20 ounces of water, and I journal. I have a separate journal at night, and I have a journal in the morning.
Ooh, okay.
it's powerful. And I write a letter to myself. And I also write 10 things that I'm grateful for. Mm-hmm. And now I was listening to Brendan Bouchard, he was being interviewed by this gentleman on YouTube. And he was a gentleman who had thought about committing suicide, overcame it. But he started studying psychology and everything that like Tony Robbins studies. And he said that he started envisioning things. So envision him being up on stage, how it felt like, how the audience felt like, how he looked when he was moving around stage. So I've been doing that. I've been trying not to fall back to sleep. So I set my alarm just in case. But I'm envisioning me being up on stage, being a motivational speaker, me publishing this book and doing the book signings, me doing so many other things, because there's one thing that I still haven't given up. It's one of those dreams that I had of being in a commercial, being in a movie. Regardless, I'm 45 years old and I'm still not going to give that up. And I thought about giving it up. I said recently, the past couple of days, I said, you know what, Julisa, why should you give this up? Because I'm at a young age, I moved to Brooklyn, New York, to pursue a career and trying to get into acting. And that was the time when I just wanted to run away. That was the time when that gentleman took advantage of me. So I was dealing with a lot of depression at that time. But I was blessed to have been in the movie Summer of Sam with Mira Sorvino and John Leguizamo as an extra. But then because of drinking a lot, because I was dealing with all these emotions, I moved back home. But I had given that dream up. And then last year I signed up with an agency. Was it last year? Last year I signed up with an agency and to get into acting and modeling. I said, you know what? You never know unless I take a chance. So I did, but I parted ways with the company because they were not in alignment with my vision. And I didn't feel that vibration. I felt a negative vibration. And when I feel that, I don't want to be around that.
No. Okay. No, I hear you. Wow. Girl, you doing it.
Well, thank you. I'm taking chances. I don't know where it's going to end up, but if you don't take a chance, you're going to look back wondering what if? Do you know that gentleman from Kentucky Fried Chicken? He at the age of 60, in his 60s.
Right? And that's when he got his one yes out of all that time. Isn't that crazy? And now his whole family is set for life. It's crazy. But that's what was important to him. And you know, he was intentional with what he did. You know, he was just like, I can have a gazillion no's, but I'm going to get at least one yes. So yes, okay. I'm giving everybody a yes, okay? Everybody, you get a yes. You listening? Come on. You got a yes. You got that yes. Oh, wow. Girl, you are doing it. I love that.
Thank you. And I love how you say about putting out your intention, because it is about putting our intention out there. And that's why I've implemented the nightly and the morning daily habits to get you going towards your day. Like what is your intention for that day? What is your vision? I asked a gentleman recently, he makes over $150,000 a year and he's been working the shop for 20 years. I said, what do you really, really want? What do you truly want out of life? He's like, no one's ever asked me that. I don't know.
Ain't that something? I'm gonna write that one down. Like, hey, what do you want to do out of life? You know, it's so funny because, you know, when we grew up, we didn't get that question either, because at the time, you know, our parents were the ones that were supposed to tell us what to do and how it looked and, you know, and what way it was supposed to go. But it didn't go that way. You know, it didn't go that way. And it's just like when so much happens, we get diverted, you know, from your point of view to the point of view, you know, the reality of it all. So it's just one of those things that, you know, you just want to definitely not take for granted, and you want to ask people, especially if you see them just kind of like haphazardly living, like, so what is it that you want to do? Huh? Well, what? You know, especially when you get with the kids, they be like, what? Why are you asking me this? I'm like, did you think about it? Not really, you know. And so when they're not intentional and you didn't think about it, I had to do that to my kids. My kids are, you know, they're older now. And I was just like, no, you're gonna do something. And I've always pushed them to push their dreams. So my older two, one, she loves to dance. We call her the dancing cook because she's a chef. So she dances all over the place. And then the other one is an artist. And so she's doing digital art. She's in college now. And so I said, okay. I said, if y'all do it right, we're going to open up a studio, and one could do dancing and the other one could do art. And then we're going to combine it too. We're going to put it together and it's going to be beautiful. And they're like, yeah, Mom, sure. Okay. Like, I guess they don't want to do that. But I always push for their dreams. And I was just like, nope, you're doing your dream. And now the baby, she wants to be a veterinarian. She's all over the place though. She can draw. She can't dance that well, but she can draw. So I'm like, I watched a video last night of when she was a baby and she was dancing all over the place. I was like, she got it from her mom. She got it because the rhythm just don't move us. We will hurt somebody.
Oh my God. I'm sure you can move it.
Look, not intentionally. But I think it's so awesome. Like okay, so when you work out, right? What type of workouts do you do?
Well, when I go to the gym, I do cardio. I actually kind of work while I'm doing cardio. Yeah. So I do the bike or the Stairmaster. I got it down packed so I don't fall on the Stairmaster. Nice. I've almost fallen a couple times, but I love resistance training. I love lifting weights. That's one of those things. I've always had a passion for it, but once I really started competing, learning more about how like the different modalities and like circuit training and doing the ladder and just different workouts and I love circuit training, but I also like doing drop sets. I love challenging myself. Hard. Yes, it is. But you know what? I love whatever's hard. I love trying it because I went so years without really trying anything. Right. I was floating by. I was floating. And that's why I got these tattoos, because it symbolizes my journey of growth as a woman. So these tattoos symbolize like me as a woman. I got this one first, the lotus flower. And it symbolizes, if no one knows what a lotus flower, it's a flower budding out of the mud and blossoming. So it symbolizes me coming out of that depression, that dark, almost like that dark zone, that dark hole, and blossoming into this butterfly in order to fly, or not like blossom into a flower. But I say, like, what happened to me is I went through a lot, and I learned to love myself. And it was me bursting out of that shell as a caterpillar to blossom into a butterfly in order to fly. And that's when I truly, truly found me and said, Julisa, you are an amazing person. Why do you doubt yourself? Why are you letting other people put you down? Why are you letting other people control your own thoughts? You control your own thoughts. You control what goes into your mind. No one else does. So this symbolizes that. And this is for perseverance, symbol for perseverance. 3 months later, I got this for inner strength.
Ooh.
Moving forward and female warrior.
I like that. That's pretty. Oh, she
Thank
did
you.
it. She's doing it, you guys. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. I'm like those drop sets, man. Like my husband loves that stuff. Oh God, he is such a lunatic when it came to like doing. I gotta do the drop set, and I'm like, it's all you, bro. I'll see you later. But I think it was his way of, you know, just kind of getting out of his head and just kind of dealing with the stuff that he dealt with before us. But I think I do like to go on the treadmill. I don't walk very fast, but I don't mind it. You know, I think it's very just, you know, it does kind of take away a lot of the thoughts that you have in your mind that tends to kind of choke you a little bit and just kind of gives you a whole sense of I'm not trying to stay where I'm at. I'm trying to keep going, and you're just kind of in that motion, and just on the treadmill, and you're just kind of like phasing out, you know, and different things like that, just to kind of get a better mindset. And you know, a lot of people have like their headphones on and they got their music going and they're just racing and just going, and I love that's like my favorite thing. Oh, that's my jam. Yeah, you know, I'm like move a little faster, put the incline up, and like, yes, we'll do this today. That's just me and my craziness. That's okay.
No, I love that. I love that because you're moving. You're putting that energy out there. You're moving. You're not remaining idle. Because a lot of times people that are dealing with certain stuff, or just people are just tired, they don't move. There's so many, you can go outside, you can move at the gym, you can focus, put earbuds in and focus on something else. I posted a video about health recently, and health is not just the mindset, it's the physical, it goes from the mind that controls your body. And it's about just moving every day, even if it's for a half hour.
That's always a good thing, you know. And I think, you know, when we make plans, you know, and we take those plans and we actually do it. I think, you know, just having said, okay, yeah, I did do that, didn't I? Okay, let me see if I can do that again. I'm gonna try this again tomorrow. Let's see how that works. And then after a while, it just kind of becomes repetitious. So it's like, oh, okay. So now you in a whole nother wavelength because of the fact that you're not doing anything. You're doing something about it. So I think that is awesome, girl. That is so awesome. You read this book. She was like, I need to get in a resistance. And you know, I'm trying with the resistance. That haven't moved me just yet to do all that.
It's once you get into that habit, and once you feel it and see it transitioning, you'll see your body changing. You're gonna be like, yo, I can't wait to go to the gym. This is great, even if it's for half hour. And you know what? I love it. I'm gonna be quarantining myself shortly from the gym next week so I can spend time with family and go and visit them for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I'm gonna work out from home, from my parents' home. I won't be going to the gym, but a lot of people, it makes you feel good. Like with me, I feel amazing afterwards. And especially when you see the results will keep you moving forward. Once you see it and you're like, or if some people who don't have that motivation, what I suggest to some people is put a photo of someone that you admire up. Someone that you admire, you want to take certain characteristics or with their body or whatever, and see that photo and be like, okay, that's the person. What would they say? What would they do? Would they say to just stay at home, or would they say to go to the gym and move yourself? Would they say to not take action towards what they envision, what they desire?
That's true.
So I have on my phone, actually, I have I have on my phone Oprah Winfrey.
Yes. I have it on my
love
vision
Oprah.
board. Yes.
I have her on my vision board as well. But I have Oprah. I have J.K. Rowling's. I have, because they take certain characteristics. I'm looking at what I would like to take from them. Like Oprah, she never gave up, regardless of what she went through. She had the sheer determination.
I'm with you. I have Oprah. I have Viola Davis because she fierce. And I got Regina King because she's even more fierce. So it's like, come on, let's do this. And they don't play no games. It's just so amazing. And they're both pretty fit. So I think I can just okay. Take it and go with it.
Yeah, to print the photo and then not only print it, see it, envision it, and also just think about, like, what would they do? What would they went through these struggles, but regardless, what would they say to me? Because I know that, like, Oprah would tell me, get my ass up and get moving. And J.K. Rowling's, and not only but Giselle Bunche, she's this model. She does stuff for the environment, which I love. I even have my own photo in here because I not only look up to them, I'm looking up to myself. It's a reminder to me, Julisa, you can achieve this. You can do this. No one can keep you behind except for you. And I have several other women on there too.
Oh, that is so. See, you know what? I think a lot of people needed to hear that for sure. You know, a lot of times we're too in our headspace and we can't see everything else. So if we made it intentional, there you go. Mic drop. Yeah. I absolutely love that. Okay, so, you know, in closing, you guys, we definitely want you to have a mindset of willingness to do things, to keep going. Okay, I came across an article that said the reason why you are in so much pain is because your body wants to move. And so if you are in pain, keep moving, keep going. You're going to get past that pain and you're going to be like, oh, that's all I had to do. I don't have to take ibuprofen. I don't have to take all these painkillers. I don't have to do this and do that and, blah, 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 and drink this tea and this concoction and all this other stuff. No, you do not. Just move. Just keep moving. And I have a resistance band. We have a love-hate relationship. But, you know, I mean, yet still, I try to, you know, do as much as I can. I can't do it for very long, unfortunately. But, you know, like, I try to at least do something. Like, when I do see it and I cut my eyes at it, like, okay. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Give me a second. Let me get some water. You try to flush some stuff out first. But yes, certainly, we love you guys. We love you guys. We only want the best for you. We only see good things in your future, and we love you so much. Okay, so if anybody wants to be on the show, or, you know, just be interviewed, or just talk to me, you know, sister will stay talking. Okay, let's not go down. Okay, yes, I have to speak to at least 6 people before I get out of Walmart. So you can always hit me up at onelady.maya@gmail.com. So you can always hit me up in doing so, and I'm looking forward to actually having some more events up here for you guys, because this is going to be so much fun. Trust me, I'm exhausted. but it's gonna be fun. So definitely we look forward to your next book, Julisa. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you greatly. I really do. And your tenacity and just your presence is just overflowing. And I appreciate that, certainly. So we are going to close out, you guys. Please live your best life the best way you know how. Okay? Come on now. Ain't nobody told you you could.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, dearest. And we will talk to you guys later.